Gonna keep that vibe. Proper side. Down.
Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm out on not another English heritage motovlog, and I'm not going to another English heritage motovlog site, and I'm not going to another English heritage castle. I'm going to a different kind of castle. But anyway, we're in Wales, North Wales to be precise. How's that? I'm in a foreign country, and today is actually World Heritage Day. So across the world it is a Heritage Day where we celebrate all the awesome things in the world to do with heritage and history and wonderful stuff like that. So what better way to do that than to celebrate that by going into a different country and having a look at some piece of their heritage. Fantasticals. But yeah, it's an absolutely glorious day, and look at that, we've got the north coast of Wales on our left hand side there, flat as a pancake. Awesome stuff. Thank you, sunshine. I've been missing you, been waiting for you for a while now, and now we got you. Can we keep you? Can we please keep you? Okay, what are we doing once we get here? Bearing left. Bear left. Rhuddlan, that's it, that's where we're going. Rhuddlan Castle. See? Signposts, they help. We like signposts. That's better. Free range PD. I know even less about this castle than any of the others I've ever been to. I didn't even know it was a thing until I found it on the map when researching what I could come and see on my little visit up to see my buddy. But it's definitely well and truly Wales. We've got two languages on the floor. We've come inland a bit now, so we don't have the coast on my left hand side anymore, but it might come back. I don't know whether it's a coastal castle or an inland castle. Probably should have looked all these things up, shouldn't I? I'd have sounded more clever then. Rhuddlan, is that how you pronounce that? Rhuddlan. Don't know, but we're going straight up. Rhuddlan Castle, nice. Wow, there we go, look at that. That snuck up on me. That looks pretty cool too, in a different kind of cool to the last one, but cool nonetheless. And we get to go across a bridge. I like bridges, not as much as I like castles, but I do like bridges. Look at that, awesome. Castle, turning right. Coming up on a castle you've never seen before is just awesome. Wow, let's soak some of that in, shall we? So it's got its own little moat, not a water moat by the looks of it, but it's got its own little moat, and a very kindly got its own little car park too. Fantastics. This looks bloody epic. I don't think it's as much to walk around as the last castle or any of the others. It's a bit smaller and a bit more broken. Let's go and have a look-ski, shall we? Let's go and have a look-ski. Welcome to Rhuddlan Castle. It was all these castles built by the English, Edward I, and they're all used to keep the Welsh down. Something to do with Prince of Wales. Yeah. Apparently, Prince of Wales was supposed to have been born in Wales and not speak any English. Well, Prince Charles speaks a bit of English. Don't think he was born in Wales either. Here we go. Castle that reshaped Wales. So it would have been quite an impressive castle. So we would have had walls all around it that we've got here, but they would have been higher. And then you've got these double turrets here, and there'd have been a turret there, a double turret over in that corner there, and then on the other side over there there'd have been a single turret, and then this wall here would have been complete with the moat going down, and I'm guessing the basic wall along here as well, and that would have kept the moat strong and harder to breach. Now we've got this bit here which is a crossing in, but we've got this bit here as well which yeah, okay, so that's there and that's over there. Okay, cool. And this doesn't look to have ever been hollowed out or anything like that, but it's not a water moat, so it doesn't really need to be. That's a beautiful location, isn't it, with the river down there, which would have been, I'm guessing, a source of fresh water, although we're quite close to the coast, so it could be salt water here, so I don't know. But that's an awesome pair of towers there, isn't it? Oh, I'm so glad the sun's out, it's just glorious. Perfect for wandering around. Awesome places like this. Let's see if we can get a nice little photo opportunity. But yeah, let's see where we can go. Hopefully they'll go out the way in a minute and we'll just get a decent photo, nicely framed and stuff. So let's go take a look inside. This would have been a pretty formidable castle, but it's been battered. That would have been the staircase up, which would have spiralled all the way up. And the same on that side there. You can still see some of the stairs in there. So we look at the other big tower. Imagine very similar and very much broken. You can see they've tried doing some repairs, because that wall is definitely newer brick in there, isn't it? This would have been the other stairwell. And you can see up there as well. So they look in really remarkably good condition up there, don't they, those archways? Looks like we can get up on the wall though, which is cool. So I'm looking at this wall here. And although I don't know, there'd have been a big old gate on this. Now would there have been a portcullis? Can't see any runners for one. But then it's so fallen down. Could have had a portcullis, because you've got that archway going all the way up there. Why would it go so high if it didn't have a big iron gate being wound up? I reckon it had one. I reckon it had one. You see the foundations where various different things would have been. I'm guessing that would have been a well. We'll have a look at that in a second. It just seems to be a place for pigeons and crows. Little up yours. From the Welsh to the English, I guess, maybe. I wonder what these would have all been. It's very wonky, this. But there would have been buildings coming out along here. The foundations move around a bit, I guess, over time. That's why these things crumble. King of the castle. Let's have a look at the history of this place then. So this is Conway Castle, which was the last video. And that was 1283. This is Rhuddlan, which was 1277. That one's a far more impressive castle, but I guess they had longer to build that one, because they already had castles defending the place. Henry III dies and then Edward is crowned king. One is away on a crusade, and then they have a little bit of a tantrum with Llewellyn. Llewellyn senses a trap, resists, war is coming, oh my word. And then the Welsh War of Independence, which ends quickly when Edward's ship seizes Anglesea's grain supply. With no way of feeding his army, Llewellyn surrenders. And then Llewellyn supports a second Welsh war against Edward, but again that one ends in failure, and Llewellyn is killed on December the 11th at the Battle of Orwyn Bridge. His severed head is presented here at Rhuddlan Castle as proof of his death. Dafydd carried on alone, which was Llewellyn's brother, and he was hunted down and brought to Rhuddlan as a prisoner, and then taken to Shrewsbury to be hanged, drawn and quartered. Nice. The Statute of Rhuddlan reorders the administration of Wales, introducing English laws. North Wales is under direct control of the king from now on. Another Welsh uprising in 1400, and they capture Rhuddlan but not the castle. And then in 1646, several hundred years later, Rhuddlan Castle, which has been held for the king during the English Civil War, finally surrenders to Parliament. And Parliament orders the partial demolition of Rhuddlan Castle to prevent its use against them. Okay, and that's why this is all as ruined as it is. Because Parliament didn't want some king to come and use it against them. And it really wasn't that long after the 1600s that the castles kind of became a little bit obsolete. And they still had a use, but they were getting less and less effective as warfare changed. Could that be the chimney? It's big for a chimney, isn't it? Don't know what that would have been. I wonder how it was that they destroyed it when they ruined the castle. Did they just put gunpowder in it and just blew it to pieces as best they could? And ruin it as much as they can to make it not economical to repair? So look at this. So this has got a similar sort of style entrance. That looks like a fireplace up there. Yeah, it had a portcullis. I was right. So if this side had one, but the other side would have had one over there too. Otherwise it would make no sense. So yes, that's why that goes full height there. Is because it would have had a portcullis that could have wound up and wound down. Had big old gates here as well. And would they have had a second one? Is that a groove? No, it's not a groove. Yeah, I can't imagine having two portcullises. That would be a bit overkill possibly. I mean, it was obviously a pretty defendable castle because it was kept hold of for 400 years. So can we go up here? Looks like we can. We've got some nice period stairways. Let's go see. I imagine that's been a hidey hole of people running away from home and stuff, hanging out, graffiti in the walls for many years. Ugh. just impressive, isn't it? It's just absolutely, it just kind of blows me away to wonder how this is just possible, that something can get built so long ago, and yes, it was ruined intentionally. I mean, like, this was destroyed, yet this is still standing. Castles are bloody strong, and I know that's their intention, but they're bloody minded about it too. They just refuse to die. Let's go back down. I just want to look at this here. So that looks to be an intentional slit here. I don't know whether that would have been for some hinges or something. Could have been for the hinges for the door here, going right into there, so they're very strong. Don't know. Not sure on that. This here, this is where your portcullis would have run up and down. Look at that, murder hole. So anyone coming in, you can let rip with your arrows and crossbows, possibly muskets and stuff in the future as weapons developed. Guessing this is the well. Can't see much in there, but it makes sense that that's their well, their fresh water supply, right bang in the middle where everyone can get hold of it and where it's hardest to take it away from. Once we've had a look down here, what's this all about? So these don't make any sense to me, but the bricks are definitely gone down there. You can't necessarily see it, but it's definitely some kind of route out of the castle, and it's below ground level. And all these big holes like this, I'd say they were possibly how it was used to ruin the castle. To blow in a big hole in the towers to stop them being structural, to be able to take any further battering. Not without some serious repairage. And I bet all of the buildings above it would have been weak as a weak thing on weekday. Yeah, I just don't get what these were. They're so very purposefully built. And again, more here with pigeons. Just don't get what they were. Unless they were corridors that have just, the roofs have collapsed on them. Spoiled all the fun. It's just a giant pigeon's nest. This would have been incredibly impressive 450 years ago, and then they tore it down. See, I'm struggling going down this slope, so people wouldn't want to fight up it, because you'd be slow, you'd be stumbling, you'd be wearing heavy stuff, and people would be shooting down with arrows and stuff, throwing stones at you, generally ruining your day. Again, another big hole ripped in it to stop it being useful to anyone. But that water looks lovely, doesn't it? Wondering what that is over there. Looks very intentional. Maybe there was a tower here or something. Yeah, because it looks like there's something there as well. So maybe there was a gate so they could get down to the water if they wanted to, but people couldn't get up here without obstruction. Jesus. Jesus. I can only actually compare what I'm wearing today. It's half as uncomfortable and awkward to try and invade a castle in as what they'd be wearing back then. Motorbike gear with thermals on a hot sunny day. It's probably about as awkward to move in when walking as leather armour, chainmail, just a little bit lighter. I imagine that that distance out to the outer wall there is probably very intentional, and it looks to be the same all the way around, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was far enough for Archer's arrows to reach from up on top of the tower, possibly not far enough for Archer's arrows to reach from that high shooting up to the tower. So it would have been a lot harder for them to fight back. So this is the twin towers on this side, incredibly ruined, but you can see you've got the arrow slits, the murder holes on either side, with the portcullis would go up the middle, and there'd be a gate as well. This might be incredibly ruined. It doesn't take the enjoyment of looking at it away. A little frustrating that you can't get into some of the nooks and crannies on there, but you know that's just purely for safety. Okay, so assuming the ground would have been at this height, you could really mess up people's day that are trying to get in, couldn't you? Although why they'd come up against the wall, although the wall would have gone all the way around, wouldn't it? I think from the diagram we saw earlier, this wall here would have been a fortification all the way around it. So they'd have had to grab grappling hooks and throw them up and try and climb, or siege ladders and stuff. They wouldn't have been able to use those big siege towers because of the moat. They'd have toppled to try and get them down there. But I'm sure they had some ingenious contraptions that they could have used. Oh wow. And that would have been another gate for them to, the guards to go down there and clear up the mess. God, I'm feeling a little bit sunburnt, you know. Don't know whether I am or not, I'm feeling it. Had a day out yesterday in the sunshine, putting a shed up. And now today, out in this glorious blue sky, fun. Awesome, absolutely awesome. And then another, is this a stairway? This one doesn't look like a stairway. So is this a lower entrance? Yeah, that looks like a lower entrance. So quite possibly they'd have had a way through underneath there from underground. Although I don't know. Don't know. Might be making that up. Crony. Hop, skip the jump. See you later, Crow. And the wetlands over there. That would have been a very tempting way for people to come across that didn't know the land. But that would have been very squidgy. It wouldn't have been much fun either. The river would have always been an option. You could have got people to come to it through the river. But again, marshlands down there, to traipse across that would have slowed them down. So it would have been very difficult to invade from the water, and very difficult to invade from the land, as was proved when the town was taken, but the castle was not. And because they had a river, they could resupply the castle. It would have been dangerous, but they could have done it. They had their own water supply with their well. Fantastic. And you see those arrow slits down there. So yes, there would have been a tunnel along there. There's no point having arrow slits if you haven't got a corridor for people to be shooting arrows out of. So all that would have been defendable too. Yes, so that would have been. Ah, and you know those the square slots that were in there? They could have well gone down to those lower levels It would have been interesting to see some kind of plans for what this castle was like before it was destroyed. It would be interesting to know if there's anything that shows what was underneath all that. But that was Rhuddlan Castle. And what an awesome, properly ruined castle that is. Bye Rhuddlan Castle. That was quite awesome. It's El Scorchio. We finally got that heat wave that we've been promised. It's glorious, glorious day. Absolutely pack a day to wander around ruined castles and see what they're all about. Considering it was ruined in 1650-ish, 1647 or whatever it was, that's been there a while in various forms. 1200s I think it was that it was actually built in that particular guise. So it's still had 400 years. So it's done alright, isn't it? Now I need some fuel. It told me that on the way in. So if you see a petrol stop, point it out to me. I could also do with a drink. I am spitting feathers. Absolutely spitting feathers. The sat-nav should be charging, but it doesn't seem to be charging. So I do hope that I've got at least 30 minutes battery left in it, because I really don't want to get lost at the last bit of the journey. We'll be alright. We'll be alright, Jack. Anyhow, I do hope that you enjoyed my little visit to Rhuddlan Castle and you found my little wanderings around it and witterings on while I was there worth listening to and worth watching. If you like this kind of video, you like looking at castles and other historical places, do check out some of my other videos. I've been down to HMS Victory, various other castles around the south of England. I hope throughout 2018 to get many more castles visited further north and into the west coast, the southwest coast, get down to Cornwall. There's so much to see and do in England. Anyone that's got a motorcycle that says they're bored and there's a blue sky above them, they need to turn in their keys. You can just get on your bike and scoot off to a castle, scoot off to a warship of the past, scoot off to a hill, scoot off to a big pile of stones, or a cavern of rocks, Cheddar Gorge, Stonehenge. You can do all these things, and yes, you have to pay to get in, but you don't even have to go in. You can just go through, go past, and just take a little look at it, a little gander, turn around and come back again. Stop at a cafe, have a cup of tea. You've got no reason to be bored in the UK when there's blue skies above your head. And as you'll see from a lot of my videos, you don't even need the blue skies above your head. You just need a smile on your face. Anyway, so if you like this video, if you like that sort of thing, do check out my others and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you'll be informed of any other videos I've got coming up, and you'll also be able to quick reference me if you want to have a little historic motovlog fix when you've got 20 minutes to spare. If you did like this video, please give it a little thumbs up. And if you didn't, give it a little thumbs down, it's all cool. But whatever you do, please drop in a comment, let me know what it was you liked and what it was you didn't. I can't fix what you don't tell me is broken, and I can't continue to do the things that you tell me are good if I don't know that you think they're good. If you've got any comments about the place I've just visited, maybe an old memory of going there as a kid, or maybe you climbed around the rafters of that place, maybe it was you that put that rubbish up there, let me know in the comments. I'm going to end this video here. The last thing I want to do is bore you with a dual carriageway. They are pretty mind numbing. So you take care, or ride safe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.
Keep that rubber sign down. You know, you gotta keep that rubber sign down.